Hey everyone. Hey watchers. Hey plotter. Are you here for the show? Hey Junkyard. Hi Michelle. What is going on out here? Every day has a new lie, a new turn, a new detour from their one conspiracy to the next. It's insane. I wonder which Twilight Zone movie. Yeah, absolutely. It is a given. Ralph and Maggie. Ralph and Maggie. There's a lot to get through. Hey Jedi. It does figure, plotter. I think it's so funny how you have I'm going to just say that as it is. I think Ralph is out here working hard to try and clean up his image in the hope that the people who are now following him have no recollection of what actually happened. And that's including Maggie saying her side of things and him denying it. Hey, Lucky. Oh, thank you. Spinning narratives to try and clean your image and not acknowledge anything that happened previously. A couple of things I want to state, okay, before I start this, that's kind of laying over. Maggie, if you'd have watched my other live, you would have saw exactly where I stood with what Essence said on AT2. So let me briefly explain it to you again. I can understand where she's coming from. I can completely get a grasp and understanding why she feels the way she does towards white people, if that's her experience out here. She is also entitled, as is any content creator, if it's the black tea sector. So if they decide that that's all they want in that space, then you need to respect it. That's it. That's all. Nothing about being xenophobic or anything. It is their space. And I think if you just grasp the concept of not going in and trampling all over the place, it would maybe click with you a little bit easier. But absolutely not. You asked a question, do people get offline then and say racial slurs at their dinner table? Absolutely not. And Europe is a continent, many countries in it, and millions of people in it. I'm one person. I can only speak for myself. That's it. So moving on from that, I want to cover Ralph and Maggie. And I want to cover and start from the other day where it started, where he's talking about Freeman Farm and how things played out, because he's using a little bit of truth and he's manipulating the rest of the context and putting it out as if it's fact. But there are people, even outside of me, even outside of some of my chat, who do remember. And there was somebody in Maggie's who also remembered. Can you hear that? Hey Maria, hey Nick, you can't hear it. Okay, give me a second. What is the time stamp on that? I'll bring it across. 1 minute.
Say that you are stalking them.
Okay, hold on now. Okay, so this is, they're talking, I'll give you a bit of context. They're on panel and they're speaking about Freeman Farm. They're talking about his background, having criminal convictions, having a shady character, which is all very fine. But they're kind of painting a picture that none of this came up back then. It didn't need to. It was his home. They were staying at his place. It wasn't the other way around. There were allegations made that he even made a woman go missing. Some serious things that were said back then, but that was that man's home. Why would anybody be looking into his background? And if he was shady, why would you be there? But anyway, that's the context to the farm that this conversation is opening on.
Like, do you know how messed up it is to hear someone like that? Someone that did that to you, someone that did things that I cannot even, like, do people realize how fucked up that is? What type of monster you need to be in the head? When I say, I just took a little look into Freeman, and I was like, this man has, I don't know how many charges, like a rap sheet like this. He asked someone to come into his farm the moment it's practical for him, because he's literally maybe gonna go to prison and he needs a patsy. And this is not weird to Danny Robertson. Ralph thought they were cool. At least I can say I never thought this bitch was cool with me.
So apparently, Maggie, if I go and I move in with your aunt, I can take over her home, right? It wouldn't be considered squatting because I can then pull on the fact that she was charged with a nursing scam, worldwide nursing scam. But apparently I can move into her home and treat it like my own and squat there. And it's completely fine. Get a grip.
Hello, Cookie. Hello, Pirisi. Hello, everyone. Hello, Ollie Molly. Hello, Elisa37. Hello, Star. Hello, MG. Like, people don't understand how traumatizing. Hello, Green Eyes. People don't understand how traumatizing it is. The hate you will feel. The pain you will feel.
I know, Marie, I'm sorry. This is just Ralph jingling around.
Like I said, this woman is a whole, that is a demon.
Maggie's literally sitting on camera with a shirt wide open.
Private message. Yeah, I just, even with that whole Freeman situation, like, I would have never took my kids to no fucking squatting event. I've never been that type of dude. Like, I came on here with authenticity, transparency. I didn't come on here with no fake, whatever the case may be. So, like, when I started, like, opening up my real life, my journey and everything like that, going to my kids, graduation and everything, picking up my son, taking him with me to the farm, so on and so forth. Like, they already knew about the endeavors because they already knew that I had set something up in North Carolina with Cobb's Landing before I went to the farm in Michigan, right? So to sit there and try to be like, oh, he was squatting on, who squats on land with kids? Like, my concept is like, why would I put my kids in that type of danger, right? And then we noticed
a couple of things to say here. He's going to go into the events and how his perspective is. I don't know why anybody would bring their child to go somewhere squatting, but you clearly did. There was no lease. Apparently, you don't need a lease in Michigan. But there was no case in the court afterwards. The police stated it was a landlord-tenant issue. Freeman stated that she had moved in a whole other family and that his bills were going up. You were using his Wi-Fi. You were eating his food. Like, come on.
Like, she said I was squatting.
Hey, Dark Matter.
None of my name was on any paperwork. Then she changed it to a landlord-tenant situation. Right?
Yep.
So which one was it? Was I squatting or was it?
100%. They're talking about Danny. 100%. She did not change that to a landlord-tenant situation. That is exactly what the police stated, that it was a civil matter. And they were advised to leave. It's still that man's property. It's still that man's house, regardless if he was going to prison for the rest of his life. That's his property.
The landlord-tenant situation. Then she gets in touch with Freeman and tries to tell Freeman she can help him sell his land. So you took my real life situation and took it as a fucking business opportunity.
Yeah.
And then even with Rex, if you go back and listen to the phone call with Rex, when she called Cobb Landing, she was like, at the end of the phone call, she said, oh, he sound good. He sound like he look good. I might call him back.
That is not weird at all.
So you just trying to destroy what I got going on and capitalize off of it at the same fucking time. At my kids' expense, at my expense, you don't even give a fuck.
They sincerely don't. And I don't even understand what was the point of going with this storyline, except if she's connected to Freeman in some type of way. Why go with that storyline?
Why go with that storyline, Maggie? Because that was the truth. That was the truth. The police in the area even stated landlord-tenant issue. Technically, they were trespassing after they were asked to leave. So what storyline was she supposed to go with? What was she supposed to come up with? A conspiracy? The one that was suggested by Ralph, that Rock Nation and Jay-Z were responsible for all of this and putting plants in his life and sending him to Freeman Farm. I'm glad you put that comment up, Junkyard, because what I'm going to say on this is, prior to Danny getting involved, Ralph, you did live after live after live for almost 24 hours. Over several days. And you went from blaming Jay-Z to blaming your then partner. You were also on camera, on live, shouting at Shar about how you thought Levi was trying to get you locked up. And he was determined to get you locked up. You see, you come over and you spin some sort of yarn, and it's like people who aren't around. My fault for the bullshit, but you've got a lot more people that walked out because of your lies and the bullshit that goes on. Yeah, lucky. Rock Nation and Jay-Z in particular, yeah, was involved. He said he wanted to have a YouTube meeting with all the content creators that were here because he didn't want to know, or he wanted to sort out who was next. Remember, Ralph? He said if they were setting you up, then who was next? You also said that maybe Jag was right about a troll farm and all of this stuff. And Jay-Z. So there's a little bit of context for what's coming up.
We'll find out.
There is no choice. Everything will come to light. It's just about having the patience to wait for it. Because this woman, like, this is not a normal person. And Golden, let me know if you want to come up. Like, this is not a normal person.
That's partly of why a lawyer will tell you, stop. That's why my lawyer say stop, try not to talk about it, so on and so forth. Trust the process. Let the investigator do their job. If she does try to sue you, that opens up for us to get the information that we need. Whatever
exactly.
Case may be. Like, I'm not really tripping about it. Like I said, like, these people want to play games. They just play games with the wrong people. Like, I'm not no dummy. I'm not nobody that somebody made these accounts for me. I'm just not that person. So they thought they had a sucker. They thought they had a dummy. They thought they had somebody that, he's got all those ladies, all those women is doing this stuff for him. No, nobody's been doing anything for me except for like the music and all that stuff. But it's not all
setting up the storyline around you.
Exactly. Why do you think she jumped on it so fast? When I exposed that dude had ties to Rock Nation or whatever she said, he's tied to a Rock Nation distribution deal and not a Rock Nation artistry deal. Like, whatever the fuck she talking about, right? When I started looking them up and showing them on Facebook and stuff like that, that's when she was like, if anybody plays this content, they're going to get... How did you get the information? How did you get the information on the person that came in the house so fast? I had to look this person up and find this person that came to the house. How the fuck do you already know the person that he got to come in the house was signed to a distribution deal and not a Rock Nation deal? How did you get that information so fast?
Logical answer, Ralph. You did it on a live. You pulled up his information on Facebook on a live. You saw that he had a distribution deal with Rock Nation, and that's where the whole Rock Nation theory came out of. Freeman came down the stairs with an axe to get you out at all hours of the morning. And then I think it was the next day, he brought a few people over. And this guy was calling Freeman his uncle. So it was probably his nephew. Probably looking out for him. So no, there was no wild goose chase as to how she found out he had a distribution deal, or anybody else for that matter, because you stated it. You showed it on your live. While you were going through every person's social media and shouting at Shar and blaming Shar, let's not forget, even though you were saying the people were planted, how could they even make you get to Freeman Farm? That doesn't even make sense. The conspiracies are crazy. And during one of your lives where you were going in on Shar, you literally asked her, did she set you up? Because she has a relative that's married to Freeman's relative. But she didn't know what she was going into, right? How could she not know? So people who have kids don't even check the person that they're going to be going in and staying with to see are they safe, nothing like that. Because she would have known about him. And a quick look at his Facebook would have said he's a little bit shady and probably has some severe mental health, but he chose to be there. She chose to be there.
All I can say is that I was struck for playing Freeman. And I repeat, like, people need to understand, I didn't like Ralph at that point, okay? We were not cool. So when I say I was unbiased, and if there was any opportunity to talk crap about Ralph, I would have taken it. But this story was so outrageous and didn't make no fucking sense with the Ralph I knew for a year. I was like,
think about it. She said that she don't do phone call interviews without receipts. Why did she do a phone call interview with Freeman without receipts? Why didn't she give Shar a chance to talk if she was in the landlord-tenant situation? You gave the landlord a chance to talk. Why didn't you give the tenant a chance to speak? What?
There were receipts. There were receipts where You as well, Ralph, you put these in your Discord, where Freeman was messaging Cher, asking her for lifts, talking about the bills, saying about he had only got $150 from the time that you got there over them number of months. You even she drew up a contract and sent it to Freeman as a work contract for Ralph to work on the farm. So maybe it was, in her mind, free board if you're going to work on the farm. But Freeman never signed it, and he never agreed to it. He put the place up for sale, and he made allegations that allegedly they were feeding him something that would make him a little bit off. He states that Ralph had his hands in his pockets and that his mail was going missing. They were the allegations at the time. Ralph feels a way that because he got there and the place was up for sale, like, it's not your home. How the hell can you be that annoyed that somebody else is selling their property, their grounds? And he has some sort of disability with his leg also, so there's no way he'd be able to manage it. And with all the things that you're describing, with everything that he's about to go into, and with all the hype up you do about your kids, you left hers there. Cher's was left behind. So as dangerous as he was, as erratic as he was, as much as Rock Nation were chasing you, Levi got to stay there.
But she also decides to allow Freeman to send someone to this autistic kid to get a recording from the autistic kid to also try to use that. But nobody sees nothing wrong with that, right?
I saw something wrong.
But here's the question I would like to ask everybody. Here we are a year and some change later. Do y'all know what happened to that autistic kid? Do y'all know anything that's going on with that autistic kid? Absolutely fucking not. But you know who do check on that autistic kid? This guy. You know who still makes sure Levi's okay? This guy. You know who still sends money to make sure those people are okay? This guy. So when you sit on here and you try to make it seem like, oh, he did this, he did that, you know absolutely fucking nothing about my real life. You know absolutely nothing about the people that I actually help in real life. The only way Levi was able to get the help that he got was because he had to be put in these situations. Not the Freeman situation, but his mom couldn't get no help for him because he didn't do any crimes or anything like that, right? So the 5 times that was called the guy, it was 5 times the cops was called before the Freeman situation.
5 times.
It was all to help Levi. 5 times. The Michigan police, Waterford police, they know who I was. One of the people who came out to that farm knew who I was, right? This is why I was able to sit there in peace and deal with the situation, because I already dealt with them 5 times. Right? Each time we would have to take Levi to the place for him to get reevaluated, get on his meds, and then come out and see if he can. Then aggression would show, then this would show. So we trying to put him in calming situations. We knew we couldn't put Levi around people. We knew it's okay, Levi, we'll go to the farm, so on and so forth. That was what his mom was hoping for. All right, if you get me started on this farm, so on and so forth, I could save my son. Every fucking thing that lady was doing was to save her son. It had nothing to do with me. It had nothing to do with me. But yet, they wanted to try to tear me down so fucking bad. They didn't even see that I was actually helping people. They refused to see that.
I don't know how he comes up with this conspiracy that this is everybody else's fault, or the people wanted to tear you down. Because ultimately, you were there with her, with Char, and whatever arrangement you had. The man wanted his property back, he wanted his home back, and he was sick of paying bills, which included 2 families. Just so you know also, back in January, Cher put out an update about Levi, saying that Adult Protective Services had come out and that he was in a group home. And that was put out on a short by Cher on this app. Ask her.
With the Cobb Landing situation, me going out there, helping him get his campgrounds off the ground, so on and so forth, doing flyers for him. Guess what? He now have the kids coming out there. So she tried to stop that endeavor to where I was building a place for people to gather. That failed. And now I'm going to sit and watch the rest of the bullshit that she got going on fail. And I'm going to smile and I'm going to laugh. Why? Because I told you so. And you didn't see me on here fucking with people, trying to tear people down, so on and so forth, this, that, and third.
What the GIG program is. Do you know what it is?
Yes, I was a part of that gifted program.
Oh, it's gifted. I was like, why there GIG? Please continue.
But once again, it wasn't never up to me to try to expose, Levi's story. It wasn't up to me to try to expose the people that I'm helping in real life, right? As soon as I seen it get out of hand, you see me disappear for 7 months. Why? Not to protect my story. I already keep myself transparent. I already tell y'all everything about me to protect that family story, to protect her son's story, right? She's saying that she advocates. She's saying that she do all of this. Why didn't she see that? Why didn't she see that?
See what? Because the receipts were there. They were all put in the Discord. All the messages between Cher, well, some of them between Cher and Freeman. So the receipts were there. You literally went live over several days. And on one particular day, you asked her to get involved. Danny, I choose you. Come look into this and see what's happening, because you were spinning. It was the Brock Nation and Jay-Z, because you had been exposing Jag. That was your rationale at the time. You thought you were targeted because of Jag, and that somebody else would be next, another CC would be next. You did ask for their help. You did say, Danny, can you please look into this?
So all of these people, all these Avengers, that's with their hateful ass heart, trying to make it seem like Danny Robinson is doing the right thing. That's just racist people hiding behind her account as she tear down black people's account.
That's insane. I don't know what's happening over on Maggie's platform, but it's like she's just gone from one extreme where everything has been okay and let go, to now let's just call every person racist. With no foundation and no bearing.
A bunch of racist fucking people hide behind Danny's account so she can go out there and be the face that they use to attack the black community. And she don't care. Why? Because they paying her to do it.
Because it's one thing, let's say you're like, oh, Ralph was just there, blah, 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 blah. Why would you not look into Freeman? Why is it that everything about Ralph's past, future, and present was shown, but nothing about Freeman? And the contrary, Freeman was extremely protected. When I tried to play Hello Tracy, When I tried to play for 5 seconds the video of Freeman on YouTube acting like a lunatic and me being like, what the fuck is this?
It was his
She
home.
automatically struck me. Like it didn't take.
On that live also, I think Freeman said he was going to be going in somewhere into hospital for several days. So if his content was played, that Danny could strike on his behalf. And that's exactly what happened. She went ahead playing it anyway, and she got struck.
24 hours, like the same night, I was struck. Because
that's exactly what I meant earlier on, Nick. Why didn't they check out who Freeman was prior to moving there with their kids? And like I stated, Shara has somebody in her family married to somebody in Freeman's. But it's Jay-Z and Rock Nation and other people on this app who are supposedly interfering in your real life. Ridiculous claims.
I showed that video. Why protect Freeman so much? What was the point of all of this? Like, I don't understand, except if it is to not tear down Ralph. It seemed that the point of it was to go against Ralph. Why?
The point of it was literally speaking to the man who said he didn't want them on their property. And when she asked him how he was going to get them off, he did say he was going to walk around naked. And she suggested no, that he didn't do that and he done it legally. It's his property. Why would anybody be coming out and looking into his background? It's his home. They were being asked to leave.
Why? Because nobody thinks that Freeman looks like someone that's healthy. Like, Freeman looked as healthy. Well, fuck that, man. Archangel looked like he has all his head on his shoulder, like straight on his shoulder compared to Freeman.
And?
Like, Freeman is someone that hollow in the moon. Like, those YouTube videos were weird. But even now, the damage that she has done to Ralph's reputation, people still continue to run with it and act as if they don't know that there are clear evidence that this is not the reality of it.
So what is the reality, Matthew?
This was clearly a ploy, only to go against Ralph. Because I refuse. Okay, let's say Ralph is not the hero. Freeman is certainly not the hero here.
It's his home.
Did we see Freeman? Golden, hell.
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Let me skip.
Yeah, Melissa, if you don't want me responding,
Let me go back to this because this part's important.
if you paid attention, when we came out with the Murph information, she tried to jump on that and steal the Murph outing, right? When we outed that Murph wasn't a psychiatrist, whatever the case may be, right? She tried to jump on that content and take that content. Everything that I was talking about doing content about in my Discord, she was stealing that content. She sent people over to the Discord to find out who was the people making music in the Discord so she can private message them, and she stole the people that was making the music from the Discord. That's why she's now making songs for other people on here. That's the people that was in my Discord making music, is the people that's making songs for other people for Danny Robertson now. She always was envious. She always was jealous. And she always had that. She was playing nice, making it seem like, oh, I don't have a problem with Ralph. We're neutral. She always had this little, I seen it. I was seeing it in her life, but I wasn't saying anything, right? Everything that I exposed, she tried to make it seem like she exposed. Go back and look at it.
Let me correct this for a second because everything that's stated there is a lie. Everything. By no means was anybody going over to the Discord to see what you were covering, Ralph, so that they could cover it. That's just bullshit. That's not how things happened. Facts are facts. The whole thing with Ada was playing out, and Murph was either alongside her or just before. It was just after, actually. It was just after. Nobody believed that he was the psychologist. Nobody. And you were too busy going live, showing his Instagram pictures, showing his Facebook, without actually confirming whether he was or he wasn't. But Danny made the call to see. But it's not like you didn't have that information to sit and find out, but you didn't. You didn't do anything about it. You were more worried about dragging him. And as for the songs, I've been asked to say this. There was a couple of women that were over in Rav's Discord. Sassy, rest in peace to her, was one of them. They made the music. They used to make the songs. So when they walked out on you, Ralph, when you got exposed with the Freeman Farm stuff, they went over to Danny and they asked her to play the song that they made about you. And she did. And then she put it up on I Can't. So nobody took anyone, not anyone's content, not anyone's songwriters, not anyone's anything. All bullshit lies. You would imagine that he never supported Danny, right? Because right up to this point he did. He even had a room in the Discord that he wanted Lady Letitia over there and Danny. Danny already had her own Discord, and Lady Letitia, I don't think was too bothered with it, and she did address that afterwards. And he was highly offended. Why would you want somebody in your own space in a Discord who has their own? Your ego is crazy.
Back and look at it. I was exposing more stuff that
Danny's making music for years. Exactly.
And she wanted the credit for the shit that I was exposing. I'm the one that talked to Jaguar the way that she should have been talked to. She mad because she wasn't the one that talked to Jaguar the way. I'm the one that scared Jaguar out of the black tea sector, right?
Do you hear this? He scared Jag out of the black tea sector. Just him. The rewriting of history is insane.
Black Jaguar was running this sector. Exactly. I was the one that said the thing about Murph. I was the one that, and then she tried to make it look like I'm gonna take it a step further. I'm gonna call these establishments and see if he has a degree at this college in this.
And that is how you confirm it.
You are, even in my own head, she rewrote that story. I was
Exactly.
like, no, he's the one who exposed Murph. But no, you were the one who was saying that Murph was not a psychologist.
Listen, it was in the petty pocket what his credentials were, and nowhere was there a psychologist written on it. So yeah, he knew from that. And it was pretty obvious looking at Murph anyway that there was no way he was a psychologist, not with the terminology he used, not with the way that he spoke to people on panel. His vernacular, he didn't have any jargon. So no, you didn't expose him. But you did expose his wife, his children, all of his socials. You exposed that. And before you come back out and say that I'm a legend to CP, there was no CP. There were pictures of babies in their nappy. That was it. That's what you exposed. And his teeth. You exposed his teeth because you kept honing in on that. And asking Maggie how she would like him with his teeth the way that they were. That was the extent of what we covered, Ralph.
She was the one over there saying, she was the one over there talking about, Murph, you don't want it with me, Murph. Don't let me get started, Murph. But she never really looked into that. And then when she seen that we did it, then she tried to jump on it and make it seem like, shout out to Ralph for getting this ball rolling. And then next thing you know, she took the credit for it.
Oh, now it is, I exposed Murph. I'm like, oh, okay, girl, you exposed Murph. But no, that's true. That's fucking bullshit.
You see how much his ego is hurt by that?
She did with Quiet Storm with me. Like, she's weird.
Exactly, rewriting it all.
She's weird. Like, even like right now, I started with Polly. Like, she took the Polly story that Polly is basically was cosplaying as a black woman. She struck me, and then she took the story. And I was like, It's like she did with Hear Her. She blocked Hear Her, took her channel, and then took the Jag story.
You know what you're forgetting here, Maggie?
She's just a
She also showed Star up for doing the exact same thing, blackfishing. Something you're failing to mention. Star was also called out with that.
fucking vampire.
Like, as soon as I was about to start, like, doing content on the knot, what did she do? She did a whole week of exposing or re-exploring the knot again. You already did content on the knot 2 years ago. Why, when I start beefing with the knot, you now want to put the knot on your backup page for a fucking 48-hour stream?
How did this app run when you weren't here for 7 months? Imagine, how did this app or any sector exist prior to you coming along, Ralph? Because you seem to take credit for absolutely everything and find fault with anybody covering anything else.
Melissa, maybe you don't see it. You don't see it. You don't think her intention is to tear down the Black community, but it is. It is. It's power over the Black community. How do you get power? Divide and conquer. Divide and conquer. She is absolutely trying to divide the Black community because you never see her as attacking a white person.
Not only that, why don't you never see her unifying the community then? If she's not here to keep us fighting each other and to keep herself on this fucking king of the hill type mindset where they don't come after me because they'll know what I'll do to them, but I'll let them fight amongst each other, right? Why don't you never see her unifying the community? Why don't you never see her do a live where, she's saying like, we need to stop the violence and increase the peace? You'll never see that. Every day is a mess, a mess, a mess, a mess, a mess. Every day. It's more of a mess. It's never cleaning up the mess.
That is no different from anybody else's content out here. And she does absolutely network. Lady Letitia, Queen Tulsa, Auntie Mickey. There has been plenty. So, but because of the content she's covering, that's an issue because it's her. But everybody else is free to do it, right?
Just putting more mess out there.
And about who? So
the hypocrisy of this, you literally came out after Jag. Your whole channel was about Jag. A mess, a mess, a mess. Because you didn't come out here with anything positive or unifying. You wanted a collective, all right. How was you exposing Jag? How was that unifying? Because your channel was about women. Maggie too. Maggie and Jag.
You don't see it, but I see it. We have seen it so many times in history. That's why when she keeps on acting and trying to dumb down the people by acting as if history don't matter, as if what happened in the past don't matter, the past will tell you the present. And she always attacked the same type of people. She just happened. Okay, Melissa, you think she just happened by accident? Oopsie.
No, Ralph asks.
You're right,
Melissa. You're right, Melissa. She's just manipulating people. It just happens to be she's manipulating people in the Black community.
Yeah, it's just an accident. Like I said, I know what's going on.
If you saying that she's just manipulating people, then show us the other nationalities that she manipulated. Show us the other nationalities that she manipulated. She's just manipulating people.
She ain't just manipulating people because she would have gone after Sean Atwood. I think that is basically so evident. Like, Melissa, I love you.
I'm not sure what Danny covered at that time about Atwood, but I do know, did he not strike her or try and strike her or something for some content that she put out? So now we're back to Atwood and everybody should be talking about Atwood. Atwood was at his peak at the time we were calling it out and asking you to be interested in it. When Jag was over there, when it was everywhere. But no interest until now.
And I know the number of white CC she could have attacked, especially with Sean Atwood. And I can see that she is deliberately not, she's a narcissist first, that for sure.
You'd never think
But
magic
she's
came from
having
Atwood,
fun
would you?
right now with this community.
Y'all are funny with this. You get to talk to me, but I don't get to talk to you bullshit. You get to, chime in on a fucking topic that affected my life, but I don't get to say nothing. Fuck you with your superiority, seniority, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I'm allowed to say what the fuck I want to say. Melissa 36, it ain't no fucking don't talk to me. You talking about a subject that is involving my life, Melissa. What are you talking about? Don't talk to you. How about you don't chime in on this topic then? I'm tired of y'all trying to act like y'all got some type of power when you don't. Don't chime in on the topic then, Melissa, if you don't want me responding to your chime in.
I think you don't need...
Why bring it onto the app? Why bring it up on panel? If you don't want questions from people, if you don't want anyone stating what they remember, what they're recollecting, why sit on a panel talking about it?
So I felt like that's the thing.
I'm screaming at you again. I'm raising my voice at you again, Melissa. So what? It's
No.
I can turn it up. I can turn it down when I want to. Did I curse at you? Did I call you out your name? No. All I did was raise my voice, and now you're trying to tone police me. You're trying to tone police me. Don't take that tone with me, young man. Talk to your kids like that. Don't talk to a grown man like that. I can raise my voice if I want. I can lower my voice if I want. Yes, Maggie. Yes.
Ralph, can I ask you,
Maggie?
Can I ask you politely to just drop it?
Sure, no problem, Maggie.
Thank you so much. I prefer for this to just be dropped because this is what, it's just going to be I'm this is deriving from the subject. This is your life. Okay? This is your life. You have been personally affected by this. Okay?
It has all to do with the subject.
What did you say, Golden? I'm so sorry. You're really low.
This is the thing, right? My kids was in this situation. I'm so tired of y'all trying to downplay me, right? My kids was in this situation. My kids was... This is the thing. Y'all bring this topic up, right? Y'all bring this topic up and act like I wasn't involved, right? And then when people in the comment section say they little shit, then y'all trying to tell me, calm down. You let me put your kids in a fucking situation and then let me tell you to calm down.
Ralph? Please?
Maggie, I agree, Maggie.
Go ahead, Maggie. You right. This your panel.
Thank you.
Just let me say something, Miss. I'm not for any minute saying that somebody coming down with an axe down the stairs at all hours isn't scary. Of course it is. But again, we're back to why you would be there in the first place. And you can say it was for a homestead, but do you not look into where you're going to be staying? But this person was familiar to Shar. So as bad as you're making him out to be, and as much as you're saying that the kids were terrified and shouldn't be in that situation, why was there a young adult that was vulnerable left behind? Make it make sense. Highly contentious situation. Where you stated previously he was taking gas, throwing gas bottles, walking around naked, taking all sorts of stuff, according to you. But you left your vulnerable son there. Well, she did. Because you got yours out of there. And Levi had always been a problem with you. As you stated in this, the police have been called out 5 times. And Melissa's about to call something out here where he loses it again.
You take the control that you want. Do what you do, Maggie. Do what you do, Maggie. You got it.
Exactly.
Thank you, Ralph. And I can understand why he's going off. He feels minimized, and at this moment, he doesn't feel hurt. I understand. I also understand that Melissa 30. Yeah.
People feel minimized at the moment and not heard. He feels like a black man in this country who has had to go through things and his children and have people depicting and talking about that experience that have no idea what that experience is like, because that experience is very different for black people in this country. So that could have ended very bad for him and his children and the woman that he was with at the time. It could have ended very bad for all of them. And he was the only one standing up and making choices and decisions to get all of them out of that situation with safety. It's more serious than you know. And I don't know, like, what people can say from the outside looking in who've never been in that predicament, okay? They may feel as though they have all of the answers and all of the critiques. But until you're in a situation like that, you'll never know what it feels like. And praise be to God, he handled that situation with excellence, because we are taught that we have to handle those situations with excellence so we can make it to see another day. Not just for us, but our children and our loved ones.
She certainly doesn't like it the way she treats her and shades up.
Successfully. And then we have people on the internet that actually wanted to aid and abide in that situation, not ending that way for them.
People in the internet aiding and abiding what's stolen.
Of that Freeman Farm situation.
People remember him going live, staying live for hours on end and going in on Cher. Blaming her, blaming Levi. Bouncing back and forth. 1 minute it was Jay-Z, then it was Cher. You couldn't keep your story straight. Very similar to what both of you are doing right now. I'm not taking away from the fact that the police were called or what the culture is over there in America in relation to African-American men. But he just stated 5 minutes previous that the police knew him, which is why he was able to be the way he was with them. His own words. Keep it straight.
To tell me to be quiet and stop talking, but Melissa is in the comment section talking about I did something to a 13-year-old boy on TikTok. Are you fucking serious? Are you fucking serious?
13 years old.
There was no 13-year-old boy on TikTok. That's the point, Maggie. You want to look into the lie that she's making, and you want to broadcast the lie, but you're not saying Melissa.
Okay, you're screaming at me. You're screaming at me.
This is bullshit, man. You tell me to be quiet, but then you let her in the comment section.
I haven't seen that comment.
Okay, you skipped over it. Okay, man.
I haven't seen the comment. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. My phone is almost dying. I'm trying to connect my phone while handling this situation. I'm literally sitting down right now where I'm charging my phone. I'm sorry I missed that comment.
The comment that went up was Melissa saying about a TikTok video, okay? Apparently she said 13 in the comments. The TikTok did happen. It absolutely happened. She is right about the TikTok. He did post Cher's son. He put a TikTok up, and before you start going in, you put out everybody's TikTok was in your Discord. The links for it. And people just added people before you start saying anything about there's some fucking conspiracy with somebody who has somebody's link. Well, you absolutely did share a video of Cher's son at the table, overwhelmed and emotional. He was banging on the table. You videoed him. You put it up. You had comments from people on TikTok. He wasn't 13 at the time, but Melissa's not lying. You did put it up, and you took it down afterwards. Well, you're flipping out on Melissa over. This is what I mean about him. He'll take a little bit of truth. Melissa's not lying. The only thing she got wrong, and that was his age.
So all can come to a better understanding as a people.
Golden, he was screaming at me, please.
No, Maggie.
No,
Okay,
Maggie
so
is not
understand
screaming
that-
at you. Not 60 in a second.
I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying I understand why that happened. I understand that he's frustrated. I understand that. I understand also. What do you want from me, Golden?
Well, why would you say he was just screaming at me? And you know that's the title that they all been running with.
Because he was.
Okay, fine. He raised his voice. Is that better?
Screaming all the time at women, especially
okay,
white
fine.
women. Like, why would you?
Fine.
All we trying to say is us as a people, we all are black up here on this panel, okay? We understand. Me and Ralph.
So Magic, you still don't see it in your
comment
section?
God. Jesus Christ, Melissa. Can you stop?
I'm just asking.
What is wrong with you?
You still don't see it in your comment section, Magic?
Now I saw it, Ralph. I just saw it and I blocked her. Okay, I just saw it and I blocked her. Okay, I was listening to Golden.
Okay, Magic, I want to explain something to you, Magic.
Fine.
From the beginning of this, right? A lot of the people that keep on attacking me, they're doing it from your platform, right? So you're allowing people. Look at Murph. Murph's situation happened on your platform. Them putting CP about me, that went on for 3 weeks on your platform, right? Even Melissa being in here right now trying to put false allegations out there, right? It's happening on your platform, Magic. So how are you telling me as a guest to be respectful, right? And I keep on trying my damnedest to keep on fucking giving y'all respect. And you are keep on trying to have people play with me right in my face. And then when you see what I'm affected by, feelings and emotions wise, you try to manage my feelings and emotions.
Ralph, you were sitting on her panel where you don't want to take any questions. You have no problem in holding other people accountable, popping up anywhere, telling other men how they speak to their women. That's no way to treat a woman. So when people actually say that somebody is jealous and they don't want to be around Ralph because they can't, this is why they fucking walked away. This is why people left. He's a liar. Melissa isn't fucking lying here. And the only reason he's under pressure right now is because people remember. You can't twist the narrative to people that watched this play out already. You can't rewrite history. And be careful because you're trauma bonding.
Fine. I'm sorry.
Hey, baby.
I didn't handle this well, obviously. I'm trying to do my best right now. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Like right now,
Exactly, control.
now I blocked her because I'm like, what is this? What is going on? What are all those comments? I don't know how to react right now. I'm extremely troubled. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say right now to make it better.
I'm not trying to control your platform, Maggie. All I'm saying is there is an energy, there is an operation out here. I don't know what it is. But we gotta look at it for what it is. Like, there are individuals, and I know we love the people that support us. I know we love and we like the people, that come and show attention to our channels and things like that nature. But when it comes to us having discussions that sometimes, unfortunately, have to deal with race, I'm sorry about it. It's an elephant in the room that has to be discussed. There's just nuances sometimes that individuals that are not within the race and don't know the struggle do not understand when they see it happening before their eyes. And so therefore they make commentary and they belittle the severity of the situation because they have no understanding how severe it can be. And when you live through that every day, in neighborhoods and communities where you grow up and you know that it could be a possibility and you're not coming home to your kids or your kids ain't coming home to you because of something that somebody wants to play
she's
with.
been on BS.
Serious, Maggie. That's serious.
What?
And that we are talking to is supposed to be our friend, right, Ralph? He was in a serious predicament. And a lot of the predicament he was in could have went very different just because of the race and the skin tone and how he looks.
I know that, Golden. Thank you.
So that is the severity of the situation. Then we have a moocher over here that wants to take on that story for clicks.
I understand, and I literally said she don't get it. She don't get it. I blocked her.
don't want you to block nobody, man. Hold on. Y'all making this too much, right? Don't block anybody. I don't want you to block your supporters, right? No. Listen to what I'm saying. I don't want you to block your supporters, right?
Golden, be quiet for 5 seconds, please.
Hold on, Golden. I don't want you to block your supporters, man. I apologize for raising my voice, right? But this is a situation that my kids were involved in. You see me laugh and joke. When Ben's sitting there, all these people talking about you a bitch ass nigga, all of this shit, you a F, you all of this stuff, you see me laugh at them, right? You see me laugh at them. All these attacks that take place online, you see me laugh at, right? This is a situation where people are trying to make it seem like I'm doing something to kids, right? We don't play like that in the black community.
I agree with you.
Put those fake charges on people in the black community.
I agree with you.
Who said anything? Who has said anything out here? Because this is his deflection all the time. Murph is no longer on the planet. He's passed away. Murph came up with that, as I said earlier, because of a picture of his kids. He repeated it on Jag's panel to Odell and Maggie. It was Murph that said this. Nobody ran with the narrative. No CC out here ever ran with the narrative that he was involved with CP. But this is his deflection all the time. Is to go to that and avoid everything else that's staring him in the face.
Top of that, the situation that we're talking about had my children involved, right? Not me. It had my children involved and a woman and her children involved, right? So we sitting here talking about empathy, sympathy, and having the notion to feel what other people is going through, and then I'm sitting here trying to ignore the comment section, and then she's bringing up other stuff. Oh, what about on TikTok? Oh, so Melissa37 has been following me that much that she knows what went on my TikTok 2 years ago? That don't sound like an op to you? So an op is playing in my face, right? Trying to put false shit out about me, right? While I'm sitting here opening up about a real situation that my children was involved in, right? And then it's not even about me responding back, right? Because I've tried to just be quiet. But this person continues to put the stuff in the comment section, right? That is, anybody who's reading that, right, can get an opinion of me and go with what she's saying, right? This is the same shit that y'all been doing over here for 2 fucking years, which is secretly trying to attack my character.
This is crazy.
And y'all think I don't see it, no matter how.
He's thinking people are attacking his character out of nowhere. So Melissa is now suddenly an op. Any person that questions him is an op. Or a plant. He was on TikTok prior to coming over here. People remember this. You do go live and ask people on TikTok to come across and subscribe to your YouTube, but at least you used it. Especially when you were covering the Jag content. This is very similar to Jag playing out. There's no difference other than the character is Ralph. Conspiracy theorists running with a narrative that does not exist. Jay-Z is after them both. Rock Nation is behind a lot of shit. Congratulations, Maggie. You found another Jag.
I keep on trying to avoid it. I go over to TikTok. I don't show up over here for a while. I slow down on my content and everything. But every chance y'all get, y'all still keep on trying to attack my character. I'll sit on my page and talk about moon, stars, and quasars, and that's a fucking problem. Like, nothing that I do for y'all is satisfying. Nothing. Make it make sense.
I see it. I understand. I didn't see, and I know it's not an excuse, I didn't see most of the comment that she made about you. I just saw that comment, and that's why I responded to that one. And when I saw that the comment were going too far, I blocked her because this is fucking disgusting. This is unacceptable. I'm sorry that I missed those comments. Okay? And I'm sorry that a lot of things, and I know it's triggering for you to be on my panel. I understand. Because there is something to be mistrustful with. I have a lot of people that can be seen as problematic.
Problematic
And
if you
there
ask
are
a
people who
question.
don't like you on my section, in my corner.
Problematic when you bring up factual events. That's problematic now.
And there are people who don't like me in your corner. And I understand that it is triggering for you. I understand also that a lot of the rumors that were made about you, like I am one of the people that was there listening to those rumors, and I'm sorry.
Rumors.
I never tried to debunk it. I never tried.
Rumors. Is she not just after sitting and witnessing and experiencing him firsthand herself, as well as her chat? Rumors. Again, factual. People spoke up. This is a pattern of behavior. It is not about race. It is not about anything other than this man has no respect for women at all. You come out attacking Jag. You came out then after Maggie. When the women left your Discord, they got attacked. They got stalked, still being stalked. Somebody on the app here got chased around basically for 12 fucking months. 12 months. And even 3 days ago, Shar was still making videos about me. Well done. You keep strengthening my case. Good girl. You're an idiot.
To do anything. I just let him talk. I just let the people talk in the chat. And that is a fact that I did that.
Exactly, Junkyard. They are fault.
And I'm sorry. That's all. Like, I don't know what, like I said, all I can say is that the thing about the child P, that was bullshit from Murph. Okay? I never understood why Murph was doing that. I thought everyone was fighting him ridiculous like me. So sincerely, I minimized the situation and was just like, okay, like he's feeling like that. He is the father, I guess. He can talk if he wants to. But I'm problematic too, but I will never engage if there is no proof. Yeah, exactly. So for me, I did that. Like, I did that with Murph. I let him talk shit for 3 weeks about it, and I let the chat talk about it too. Mm-hmm. I just was like, this is fucking stupid. Those picture or this, he said he removed the picture. Like, this is not CP. Those pictures were on your Facebook. The fuck? Are you, like, this is stupid. So I think my own view of it, that it was like not my problem, didn't help at all, and I've never really taken responsibility for it. And yes, I do have people that don't like you for good reason, some for bad reason, others. I don't like the fact that those rumors are said about you. I don't like the fact that
nobody is repeating these rumors but him. Nobody is even bringing up the past but him, and always on her platform. Always.
Those rumors are persisting about you.
But think about this, right? The people that don't like me, don't like me because how I went about defending false rumors. So if those false rumors was never out there about me, I would have never had to put on a defense system for those false rumors, which those people that don't like me would not have a reason not to like me, because I would have never had to defend some false shit. So it all trickles down back to the false rumors. And there's nothing against you. Like, all of this stuff is done in the past, but these people cannot really tell you why they don't like me. It's like people that don't like black people.
Do you see the way he paints this? People that don't like black people.
They find a reason to not like black people.
This is bullshit.
So these people didn't like me because of the color of my skin or whatever it might be. And then they just found a reason to say that's the reason why. But really, since I've been over here from helping.
So how do you explain the many black women who walked out on your oath? How do you explain that then? Because if you want to make it about race, there was very little white people over there. I was one. There wasn't many. But people didn't walk away because of your race. That is bullshit and complete gaslighting. And the lowest of the low. You didn't discriminate when it came to crashing out on women. It didn't matter. And it happened frequently. Just like you can't control things with Maggie right now when you're on the platform. That is the reason that there was a lot of people that were triggered, you dismissed it. There were a lot of people you called liars, including myself. You have zero accountability. You do not tell the truth. You lie to your subscribers, and then you get annoyed when you're called out on factual evidence and receipts. You want to build your own narrative. You want to build your own troll farm, exactly like Jag, and expect everybody just to believe you. Bonkers.
Tisha, when she got torn down, to helping Golden when she got torn down, to helping who else was it? The Salmas and you have never seen me disrespect no woman over here. You never seen me call y'all bitches.
Except me, Ralph.
You heard me call you a bitch?
Ralph?
When did I call you a bitch, Maggie?
Oh, is that the only type of disrespect, Ralph? If we're going back
you, I literally said you literally.
No, you never called me a bitch. You never called me a bitch.
Okay, so why would you jump the gun and say I disrespected you like that? I never disrespected no one. I might have yelled at you, but I never called.
You said I had a
never mind, Maggie. You right.
What I'm saying is that we both did bad thing, Ralph. I'm not gonna rewrite history here.
You're right, Maggie. I disrespected you. My apologies, Maggie. I apologize for disrespecting you. I apologize for everything that I said to you, Maggie.
Thank you.
I am sorry.
You made fun of my essay. Like, come on.
To be honest, Maggie, I never made fun of your essay.
You call me a prostitute
I don't make fun of stuff like that. Maggie, listen, I'm not going to do this with you, right? You're making up lies again. I never called you any of that stuff, right? I never called you any of that stuff, Maggie. This is what I said. And what I said was, how did this 32-year-old get your number at 13? That was the only fucking thing I said about your somebody called you at the age of 13 and they were 35. I said, how did that 35-year-old get a 13-year-old number? That's what I said, right? And you went and tried to say that I made fun of this and made fun of that. You speculated all of that shit for your panel at the time, right? Mm-hmm. We can go back to my live and watch what I said. Because my lives are still up. We can go back and watch what I said about you at that time. We can watch it together. Okay. Right? But you're not going to keep on trying to say I made fun of SA, right? I don't make fun of shit like that. I don't play with shit like that. Okay. I got family members that went through it. You don't even know if I've been through something like that. You never fucking heard me play about nobody getting SA. You never heard me play about that shit. So for you to sit up here and try to make it seem like I made fun of you getting SA, that's bullshit. Okay, fine. It's all in my imagination. Yeah, it is all in your fucking imagination. Fine. Play with somebody else like that, Maggie. Don't fucking play with me. You try to turn this situation around and play the fucking victim just now. And you wrong for that shit. You wrong for that shit.
And he drops the panel. Very frequently, Ralph, you would bring up the fact that Maggie had stated that she had a stalker when she was 13. And you did regularly bring up and say you didn't believe her. How would he have her number? But it was painted in a way of, I don't think he called her a prostitute. I don't remember that whatsoever, but you did drag her. You did drag her on it. Ralph, tell the truth about that one. How lying. Yeah, he's screaming at her on panel. He sure did. Thank you, Marie. He did. A lot of the time, he would go in on the fact that Maggie claimed that she had a stalker and that it really traumatized her. It's easy, so
what was I supposed to be saying?
I don't know.
I forgot my lines.
I don't know. Wait, let me look into the script.
Okay.
What was we talking about? I don't know. What was the real discussion?
Racism will never be tolerated. But that wasn't my cue?
No, it wasn't, unfortunately.
Okay.
That didn't even sound believable. Stop it. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. Y'all know I do.
Yeah, it was about your identity and why should you use that identity for.
Oh. Wow.
He's sitting there stewing.
I'll let y'all have it.
But yeah, no. She's going from subject to subject to make sure that it never really stays on her. So now one of her big subjects is to talk about what's going on with Ralph, with me and Ben. I think it's a way to distract, but it's a way to distract that actually works.
But that's
Isn't everybody on the app talking about Ben and Sammy? Wouldn't that have been the whole purpose for you going over there, Ralph? Looking for some clout? Try and get some subscribers. God knows you need them. But there's only an issue when certain people speak up on a subject. Then it's a conspiracy.
what I mean by the black tea sector. It's like, if I just mind my own business, talk about moon stars and quasars, I'm a geek, I'm this, I don't get no play, all of this other stuff. But then when I show people that I'm somebody that can stand on my own and hold my own and I'm not to be fucked with, then it's a whole, another lineup wrapped around
Okay, I have a
that.
visitor.
I don't know. No, he didn't. Phantom didn't come visit me. Phantom came to visit you, Magic. He comes to your platform for you, not for me. But yeah, so even with that being said, like, you could look at the whole Ben and Sammy situation. If you look at the Ben and Sammy situation, I want to go tell somebody they should love themselves, have respect for themselves, and
He absolutely did, Michelle. He would often say that Maggie had an OnlyFans account. And he was looking in to see if he could find one with her and her name. All of her socials were gathered. All of her family socials were also in the Discord. There was a litany of her family, just reams of, when I say information, I mean social media information on them. But yeah, he did say that, and he did come out and say that he had nudes of her. But conveniently forgets all these things.
hold themselves to certain standards, so on and so forth. That person uses that as a situation to make the other person jealous. Then they both sit there and play in my face. And I'm trying to tell her, like, tell him that I wasn't over here on that type of time. Like, why how is it so hard to tell somebody, like, yo, he don't want me like that, so stop. You got Ben making it seem like I want Sammy, and then Sammy sitting there accepting the fact that she, like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, if somebody's saying, like, let's just like say, let's say for instance, Maggie, right? Let's somebody say they keep on throwing Maggie on me, saying, Maggie wants you, Ralph. Maggie wants you, Ralph. Maggie wants you, Ralph. Right? And then Maggie don't confirm or deny. She's leaving it up there for speculation, right? But if I already told Maggie that it wasn't like that, then Maggie's gonna say, oh no, we don't have that type of relationship, right? So the fact that Ben's sitting there and Sammy's sitting there, Ben talking about Sammy, tell him to eat your ass. And then Sammy's like, eat my ass, nigga. I'm like, what?
Let me skip this because there's actually no need to bring this up.
Now, like has turned into a word of pursuit of sexual advances.
Okay, I'm going to leave this one. I'm going to play something else. This is just Phantom winding up Ralph and Ralph playing semantics.
Happy life isn't demonic. That is possible.
So not as if that was enough. She goes into another day and another live, and here we go again. Ralph is cracking up.
Like, Golden wasn't protecting me.
Let me start here.
Yeah, you know, you're like vampire goddess. You know that? You know vampire goddess. Many times, including with myself. Like, they were mocking me. You know how Lady Atisha and Auntie Pick Me are. They were mocking me. They were mocking Ralph. They were mocking Golden. It was funny. It was funny. I have to give it to them. It was funny as fuck. But that's because I have a sense of humor. It's hard to be with someone. Yo, what a conundrum. It's hard to be around someone that has no sense of humor at all. They will chuckle many times, including with myself. Like, they were mocking me. You know how late that is. And like a lot of like my mods, like Cookie and everything, they were talking to me and they were removing the comments, which explained also why I didn't see them, because they were removed by my super mods. Fucking shit. So, but while Melissa37 was going way too far, and I agree 100% that she was clearly here to troll, that doesn't change the fact that it's not my responsibility to reprimand my chat all the time. Like,
which is it, Maggie? Which is it? She's trolling? Or it's not your responsibility if somebody asks a question? Which is it? Because it seems like an echo chamber. It seems like nobody can challenge the lies that's being told by both of you. It seems like it cannot be challenged on the timeline or the events that happened without being called a troll or a plant or something else ridiculous.
I will change that sentence, reset. It's not my responsibility that everyone likes Ralph. Like, that's when, like, it's been a couple of days that I've been seeing some and hearing some weird shit, okay, that he's saying. Like, people will like me if it wasn't from the lie that were generated on your platform. And I was like, while there's some people...
There are many, many ex-subscribers of Ralph here. And nobody supported Maggie back then over there. So why would there be lies that were created about Ralph from Maggie's that everybody decided, okay, yeah, Maggie's right? This is just crazy.
People that don't like Ralph out of misinformation or etc. There are also people that just don't like Ralph. So already there, I was like, what are you talking about?
Ralph enters the chat.
If you're here, you know to respect people on panel. And that's the thing. There is respect, but respect doesn't equal kissing ass. When you are on panel,
right,
especially if you go on the panel with someone else. Let's say, when I go on Kimmy's panel, I have a lot of hate in the chat from people. Like, there are people who don't like me. You never see me get mad at Kimmy for that, because that's actually insane. Okay, that doesn't make sense.
But you get mad at everybody else, and you do attack people in her chat. You attack people in every chat that don't like you.
Everywhere. People are not gonna like you and say positive thing about you all the time. They may even disrespect you in some type of way. But sometimes you just have to take it because you're on panel. And I'm saying that, and sometimes I lose my patience when I see comment in the chat of like Kimmy and stuff, and I'll be like, yo, look at what they're saying, blah, 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 blah. But you don't see me say, Kimmy, you were clearly like setting a trap. Especially, like, let's say, Kimmy, most of the time is the one that will text me to come on panel. And of course, I will oblige because I love Kimmy. But like, there are people who don't like me in the chat. Imagine if I was like, Kimmy, obviously, you're trying to set me up.
But yeah.
I'm like, why do I have to deal with...
You see the way she's saying this about him being paranoid? You're trying to set me up. Why can't you stand on that, Maggie? Why is it the second that he comes back up on panel, you're backpedaling? Because he does suffer with extreme paranoia, and everybody else around him has to carry that burden. Because he crashes out on them over and over and over. And yet everybody else is lying. You got it for 2 days running. And don't twist my words here either. I by no means am saying you shouldn't be around him. That's your own fucking business. I couldn't give a shit. If you decide that that's okay for you, then that's okay for you. But when other people walked away for the same thing, they didn't deserve to be called liars. And this man rewrite everything.
Paranoia, man.
Yeah, the paranoia.
Like the trap. I'm like, yo, it's like I have like fucking like I don't know how to say that. Like I have a target that is like, woo, be careful. You're gonna be accused of being part of it and trying to set a trap. And I'm like, motherfucker. One, I was never with Danny. I was with Jack for 3 months. He's been cool with Danny for how long? Until she betrayed him. Ain't there someone that you believe
Until she betrayed him? It's not a betrayal to go out. If you ask somebody for help and then they look into the circumstances, and then you have a police officer that is on record and played where he states it's a landlord-tenant issue, and then that's then confirmed to the subscribers, that's not betrayal.
Trap is being set. It's my fucking
A trap
ass.
set?
But
You can't make
you are
this shit
trying
up.
to set a trap. Look what you let happen on your platform. I'm like, my platform is not called for the love of Ralph, okay? It's like, that was a joke. People in my chat don't have to fucking love Ralph. Happy life, be nice. That's why I said, you cannot be in the middle, Golden. Please, give me a break. That's right, Ralph. You were never cool with Danny, which is why you asked her for help. You want to play semantic games with me? You want to play those little semantic games? When you were doing your...
You see how she flip-flops? The 1 minute she can actually stand on it and say, okay, you were supporting Danny up until that point. And then when he comes up, she'll just feed into the false narrative of a troll farm, of plants, of Rock Nation and Jay-Z. And people on the app being part of an online gang or Atwood. It's just exactly like Jag playing out again. And considering Danny was the one person out here that was debunking Jag, she was the wrong person to call out. Jag ran on conspiracies. So does Ralph.
Live talking shit about me. Did you see me come into your chat trying to argue with you? No.
He did a live in private.
You didn't see me do that, right? Sure. Like I said, Maria, Ralph seems to forget a lot of things when it's convenient for him. Like, he seems to forget, okay? I'm like, now when did I ask her for help? When you said, Pikachu, I choose you. That's what made her look into the farm. Do you want me to rewrite history until the end of time? Is that what I'm supposed to be doing here?
Birds of a feather.
You're not in the middle, Golden. You don't want to know why? Because you are on Ralph's side. You forgot. Like, I hate semantics.
He's in the chat talking about there being spies in Discord. Well, there was a lot of them. There was no spies in the Discord. This man was just paranoid. From day one, he was talking about spies.
What? Did you say that?
And if you told the truth, you were a spy.
Golden, I'm gonna let you be in denial, but know that
Danny Roberts might choose
everyone
you. It's
sees
exactly
how
what he
you
said.
feel. Everyone. Thank you. I will do exactly that, Ralph. I don't need your permission. So yes. Like, let's be clear. I don't even know why Ralph is here. He was talking shit about me in his live not even an hour ago. I'm like, what the fuck?
He privated it, Maggie.
Like, Golden wasn't
Not a good
protecting
look.
me. Like, I'm in the middle. Being in the middle will mean that you are in love with both of us, and you're not in love with both of us, darling.
The shade. Let's get to where he's on panel.
So, how you doing today? So, because I said that I'm going to stay on TikTok because I got a good thing going on TikTok, and I'll just siphon my numbers from over there to come over here to build a platform. And I didn't want to keep on defending myself from attacks that was coming from your platform or people in here. So because I said I don't want to keep on fighting these attacks that keep on coming from your platform, that's talking about you.
You're right, saying that I'm gonna start going, I'm gonna stop going here because of the attack I received on this platform specifically, and I'm not supposed to feel like any type of way. Okay, Ralph.
So, is it not facts that I have been getting attacked from your platform?
Ralph, people talk about you on my platform. You know that people talk about me also on your platform. People talk about me on Kimi's platform. People talk. They have the right to talk. And I know that Melissa 37, that's why I started by saying that Melissa 37 was out of line. But the messages were being deleted, so I didn't see them. Which is good that they were being deleted because my mod were doing their job.
I'm so confused.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? What happened? Everything was good. Come on now. We gotta be better. We gotta do better.
It's really about accountability, I think, at this point.
Has he got any? Is he capable?
I apologize to Danny. Not Danny, but I apologize to Denat, right? I apologize to Snoopy.
You liar. When? When was I ever apologized to? Never. You have never apologized to me for calling me a liar. Ever. You have never apologized for putting a false narrative out there about me. You've never apologized for associating me with an online gang or as part of a trafficking ring or deliberately placing me in with Antwoord. You're a fucking joke. And you're not a man, like I said. You are not a man. You have no respect for women at all. In any degree. You have no respect. You make faces like a toddler when you're being questioned. And when you're not doing that, you crash out. So people that do actually remember what had happened, you crash out on.
I apologize to anybody that was in the Discord that might have got caught up in the bullshit that was going on in the Discord, right? When I left for 7 months and then when I came back, right? I apologize to everybody in this sector that might have been caught up in the BS that took place a year and a half ago,
No,
right?
you didn't.
And I put it all behind me. I let it all go, right?
Okay.
So if me and Maggie already went through, we both did stuff to each other. We both apologized already, right?
You
Why is it?
Okay.
Right. why is it when I'm addressing somebody in her comment section who is trying to make it seem like I did something to a 13-year-old boy on TikTok, right? When I'm addressing that comment stays in the comment section for a long time, right? I'm waiting for it to be deleted because I'm like, damn, how long is she gonna let this comment stay here that this person is saying? And then other people started commenting on that comment, saying, what did he do to a 13-year-old boy? What happened to that 13-year-old boy? So other people started commenting on this false comment that was in the comment section, right? Maggie's telling me not to respond to it. And I'm saying, Maggie, if you're telling me as a guest on your page not to respond to it, why is this comment lingering so long in the comment section, right? Same thing happened with Danny a couple of weeks ago, right? Danny started making attacks at me in the comment section. Every time I come over here, I try to be respectful and not read the comment section, right? But if you're going to put something on me that I'm literally raising someone else's kid, right? So you're going to put it on me that I did something to a 13-year-old boy.
You see how manipulative he is? He keeps just emphasizing the fact that the boy was 13. He wasn't 13, but everything else was accurate, Ralph. You did put a TikTok up. And he would have been about 16, 17 at the time. Well, he's focusing on the age. Nowhere are you actually taking accountability to say, well, maybe you might be mixing up his age, Melissa. I posted XYZ because you did.
Expect me to be affected by that when I'm literally raising other people's kids in my real life. Whereas though the same people, the same attacks that came from this platform where people said we have to send somebody to his son's school to watch his son. Now, this is what Wolf said. Wolf said he's going to send some. He said, where's he at? South Carolina? Oh, I know some people in South Carolina. We'll send somebody to his son's school to watch him.
Well, let me say this, Ralph. Let me say this. You as a content creator, me as a content creator, Maggie as a content creator. We all know that trolls and people like that, they're going to have their opinion. That's what the chat is about people having their opinions. Let that shit fly.
And Kimmy, do you see every message that are in the chat?
I don't pay attention to none of it.
Thank you, Marie. There were a few of us that saw that TikTok, right? That's exactly what the boy was saying. He was overwhelmed. He was highly emotional, extremely frustrated, and banging on the table. Frustrated with himself. It certainly wasn't something that you need to record and put out on social media. Not very compassionate. Not much empathy. Very low vibrational, Ralph.
I promise you, I wear glasses, and sometimes I wear my glasses, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I
So I saw some of the message of Melissa 37, but Ralph has decided that I saw that message. And when I told him, because he was talking and explaining himself, and I was like, okay, I don't want you to start fighting with the chat.
Right.
After that, do you know what I did, Kimmy? I blocked that subscriber.
Oh, so you handled the situation. Let me say this.
But that was not enough. That's never enough. And then that person is going to go and going to say, oh, you bring up the past when I bring up what he did to me. Because he keeps on saying, hey, you did that. That happened on your platform. On your platform, you did that. You did that. But the moment I'm like, hey, you are not an angel. Suddenly, oh, why are you bringing up the past? We said sorry. Why do you keep on bringing up the past?
Let me say this.
And he is good at that. Playing victim when something is presented to him. But doesn't mind going around creating narratives to other fucking people.
10 to me might be a 2 to Ralph. That's something that was a 10 and it really takes me there. It might be a 2 to you, Ralph. Everybody is not gonna feel like you want them to feel. You know what I mean? They might have your back still and they fuck with you the long way. But what's a 10 to you might not be a 10 to them. And then just because something happened, a mistake happened, or something happened, is that the cause of beef? Come on now, we have to have emotional maturity.
But when you're being blamed for what the chat is saying, when you're being blamed because you didn't see the text, and then suddenly when you're being made aware, you take the decision to block someone from your chat, therefore removing one person from,
So she did it. So she handled it, Ralph. What's the problem, baby?
No, I should have seen it before he told me, because I should have been reading the chat. And oh my God, how did I say to him to not fight with the chat? I'm like, of course I will not tell you to not fight.
That's not the case, Kimmy.
Echo chamber.
And so Kimmy, here's the situation, right? If someone comments something in your comment section, right? And other people attach themselves to that comment by saying, "Oh yeah, Ralph, go ahead, explain what happened to this 13-year-old," right? Then
you can say, "I ain't addressing that shit." That's
hold on. Okay. But I never was given the opportunity to address it or not. Maggie told me to not say anything while I'm watching. I'm literally up here quiet for like 3 minutes, and I'm watching this person comment stuff in the comment section, right? So I'm like, Maggie, you're telling me not to say nothing, but this person is still commenting stuff in the comment section, right?
He does realise how chats work. There are plenty of people who will be having a side conversation on something, and if somebody doesn't understand something that is said, they will ask questions. And that is what was transpiring there. Melissa stated something other people were asking, and again, he still hung on the fact that the boy was 13. Not the fact that he posted the TikTok. But he's just going to keep getting annoyed over the fact that he said he was 13.
And then, after that, the second time they said something about the 13-year-old, that's when Maggie caught that one. The first one, she said she didn't see it. And I watched this comment go all the way up the comments. I didn't see it go deleted at the top. I watched this comment go all the way up. And I watched other people say, "Oh, what happened with this 13-year-old on TikTok?" So on and so forth, right? And then Maggie didn't address that. And then soon as I said, "Maggie, so you don't see that comment?" That's why she's rolling her eyes, because you know I'm right. But I said, "Maggie, you don't see that?"
No, I'm rolling my eyes, but I didn't see it.
Okay, so I said, "Maggie, you don't see that comment that they just put, right?" She said, "No, I didn't see it," right? So then another comment came up saying the same thing, right? And I seen it start going up the comment section. So I said, "Maggie, do you not see that one that they're putting?" And then that's when she blocked Maria. Or Melissa, right?
So you want me to be a mod too while I'm on panel talking. You want also me to be a mod.
I think that it's just a
okay. So this is why I say you contradict yourself, because a minute ago you just said that your mods was blocking all of those comments, right? And now you're saying that it went unnoticed because you didn't see it. So which one was it? Was your mods blocking these comments, or did you not see the comment?
Mod told me to delete the comment.
Why are you taking this so literal, Ralph?
I'm not taking it. Hold on, Kimmy. I'm not.
Let that shit fly. Let that shit fly. Y'all better than this. Y'all falling up because of what a motherfucker wrote the chat.
So Kimmy. So Kimmy.
Yeah.
You're aware that 85% of communication is nonverbal, right?
Okay.
So here I am, openly expressing myself to someone who I consider to be a friend. And do you see all the attitude and body language? Look at the facial expressions that she keeps on making as I talk, right? She keeps on rolling her eyes, making facial expressions, cutting her eyes, and that's body language to say that she really don't give a fuck about how I feel or what I'm saying, right?
Could be misinterpreted.
Okay, so you can be misinterpreting it, right? But as I'm sitting here trying to correct something, right? If two friends are talking about something that is serious to one friend, right? But the other friend is not taking it as serious.
He is very condescending.
Does that not diminish the friendship a little bit?
I think it's disrespectful. I do.
So if I'm sitting here, right, and I'm sitting here, like, basically another situation where the first time they said it was CP in the Discord, right? Now she's saying that I did something to a 13-year-old, right? Whatever the case may be, right?
And that's what he's going to be running with. CP in the Discord and a 13-year-old boy. Two things that he knows. that are bullshit, but this is where he hangs his hat on. And this is where he plays everything as he's justified because he got blamed for this. Who was actually out here saying that you had CP in your Discord? Nobody. He's got a new V vendetta now with a 13-year-old. Own it. You did put up the TikTok.
So if I'm telling Maggie, like, that's something that can really hurt the business that I'm in. Like, I watch autistic kids. I help kids. I just put a camp out about kids, right? So why would I have something so detrimental to the business that I'm actually doing in my real life floating around on a platform, like on YouTube, period, right? So if Maggie had 1 ounce of any care about me as a person, right, then she shouldn't be sitting here like...
I get what you're saying. You feel like that she's not taking it.
Block her.
You feel like you're coming to her as a friend and you letting her know this really bothers me.
And I blocked her.
Yeah, but he feels like you're just still bypassing his feelings, and now it's to the point it keeps getting worse because of the reactions. And again, that's where maturity comes in at, y'all.
No, I'm rolling my eyes because I'm annoyed. Okay? Because I'm just like, this is too much. I am not your defender. I am not whatever the fuck this is going on. Okay? I saw the message when you pointed it out to me. I thought you aren't listening. I am, though. That's the thing. I am.
Right.
I am listening. I am listening, which is why I'm rolling my eyes. If I wasn't listening, you would see me looking like that. That's me not listening. I am listening. I'm just annoyed that, basically the complaint is you should have seen it before. And I'm like, sorry, I didn't.
That's not the complaint.
Yep. 2 days in a row, Jojo.
If you really listen to me, you would have knew the complaint. Right? But the fact that you keep on perceiving it how you want to perceive it, it only shows that you're not really listening to me, right?
How is it that everybody else's fault, Ralph? Why is it that nobody understands you when it comes to you being pulled up on something? Why is it you think that you keep saying to people, you're not listening? It's always the other person. It's always you that's misinterpreted. It's always you that is the victim.
I have numerously stated what was the complaint, right? But you keep on trying to make it about what you want to make it about. So how is someone supposed to make you see what they're saying if you refuse to see it?
Jimmy, what am I not saying?
I think that he just don't. I think that he feels. I mean, I can see where y'all come. I can see where you're coming from. Ralph. It bothers him, and he feels like he's up here supporting you and that sort of thing. And the chat offended him, and he feels like you're not. He understands the fact that you blocked the person, but it's just the attitude that's coming with it.
Oh no! At the beginning, I was extremely apologetic. Anyhow,
right?
But that word. Okay, yeah. I was extremely that. Okay, but let's be clear. Imagine I would have that type of reaction, Kimmy, towards you because of your chat.
Now you do, Magic. Regularly.
Let's be honest about this. You were not extremely apologetic. You said that you blocked that person, and then you immediately turned around and started attacking me about the stuff that we went over with last year already, right? So you didn't even keep it.
You don't talk about what went on last year?
Okay, so once again, this is what I'm saying. You didn't just leave it on that subject about Melissa, right? You took what Melissa said, and then you turned around and tried to say that I called you a prostitute. Huh? Right after that, you was like,
how it happened, Ralph.
Okay,
you keep on talking about the past. Okay, I can put it back. I literally listened to it 2 seconds ago. So let's be clear. You keep on reminding me of the past. Do you realize that? You complain about me talking about the past when it's one of the first time I ever talked to you about the past since we made amends. Do you know how many times you talked to me about the past? Y'all, what happened on your platform? That happened on your platform. You don't lie when I'm saying on your platform. You think that much talking about the past?
Magic, that is fabrication. The only time I talk to you about the past is when you brought it up. When you brought up Snoopy, I said, Snoopy is from you sending people into the Discord. Snoopy and them was in the Discord bringing information to you. Snoopy was trying to find out who Stacy was.
Oh my God. See,
She was bringing information to be on your platform.
here's this man again, lying through his teeth.
See what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying, Kimmy?
He can't sit and take accountability anywhere without bringing my name up. I wasn't the only person that said how you treated women. There was many of them. Many of them. Not just me. Are they all lying? They're not. Not one of them are lying. And exactly what you're doing for the last 2 days over there is exactly what you would do on women. The slightest thing, bang, you'd be off. There'd be an atmosphere. And then when people call it out, they're the problem, right? Because heaven forbid you should ever be responsible for anything. So it's okay for you to go and look up anybody's socials, hold them on a thread in your Discord, look up their whole family, look up their Facebooks, look up their Instagram, look up their children, their wives, and keep that all in a file in Discord. That's all okay when it's somebody else, right? But you want to blame somebody else then for putting something out on you. When you built your whole fucking channel going after Jag and doing exactly that, including Odell and his wife, and you did bring up about his kid too. The selective fucking memory is unbelievable. And the lack of accountability. You think people don't remember and have no timeline?
This is why I say accountability is because half of the people that came from the Discord, the QQs and all these other people, Seven's mom's information got doxxed because I sent Maggie $40 for Jack Daniels, and Maggie decided to ask people to look up Stacey Maley. If y'all can find any information on Stacey Maley, right? So they looked up the information on Seven's mom to try to bring it to her, right? So
that's
this is
not
what I'm
talking
saying.
about the past at all.
Right, but I'm bringing this up to prove a point, right? Everything that Maggie, when you say something like, "Oh, Ralph, you need to deal with Snoopy," I say, Maggie, Snoopy came from you attacking me, right? When you say, Ralph, did you hear that Murph might be still alive, right?
Y'all go back down memory lane. That is.
You hear all this shit? Murph is still alive. Murph is deceased. There was an actual obituary, and there's places where he worked that pay tribute to him. But this is how far they go with their conspiracies, just to let themselves off the hook, and from not taking any kind of responsibility. So just to control the narrative, now he's still alive. And in regards to the name of Stacey Maley, as you just put out, you used to have that on the bottom, scrolling across your screen for PayPal donations. You're not a female. You've also stated before that I emailed Stacey. I never did. I did send her a message on PayPal. I've never emailed her, ever. And I've also shown that receipt before.
It's gonna dredge up past feelings. We can't get past this, y'all. I'm talking about for the both of y'all. We can't get past this. The person is blocked. They're gone.
He doxed her.
If
He had the
anybody else
information
says
He
anything,
cannot even get past the action of a dead man. He wants to put the action of a dead man on me. I put Snoopy on him.
Thank you,
I
Marie.
knew about Snoopy after you. She came as a woman that was corned by you.
No, that's not true. I was not scorned by him. He was calling other women liars for what their experience was. And I said they were telling the truth. So that's where all this vendetta with him comes from and all the vitriol. Why my name keeps coming up. But you got to call me a liar once. And then other people, as time goes on, can see exactly the pattern of behaviour that you display yourself. And the disregard and disrespect that you have for women across the board. And I'm saying that to you as a man, because you keep making it now about race. It's not about race. It's about character.
Yeah, open your mouth as you want, saying she was bringing the information to you. What information is she bringing to me? Except
I'm out. I tried. I just
thank you, Kimmy. Thank you, Kimmy.
I want you guys to really get along and don't let, because that's what happens. We have subscribers
the way they
that
twist stories.
Rift between content creators. You guys were doing very well.
Well, somebody asks a question.
Don't do it.
Somebody brings up what Ralph did previously, and that is somebody trying to get between two content creators. I don't agree with that at all. That's no different than somebody else in a chat calling somebody else out for something. It just so happens to be Ralph.
Please don't do this, y'all. It's not worth it.
I appreciate you, Kimmy. I don't have no beef with anyone in this sector. I'm going to continue.
He has no beef with anybody in this sector?
Like that.
You've no beef with anybody in the sector. But yet you keep going around bringing my name up. Every time you're over there, my name comes up, and then I end up responding. My name comes up every fucking where you go. You keep talking and bringing up about the Discord, and each time you bring it up and lie, then I respond and show receipts. So you don't want me talking about you, don't bring me up. Then I have nothing to respond to. And maybe get your stalkers that you have over there in check. Comparing addresses. Compiling videos again 3 days ago. Because that's exactly what they are, stalkers. And that's exactly what was going on in the Discord, stalking. Pulling up information on everybody.
I'm not, basically they really didn't want me in this sector anyway, so I don't even know how, any of this really is
Exactly.
going. But yeah, I appreciate you, Kimmy, and I'm going to take
threats
what
to
you're
people's
saying,
businesses
into consideration. I don't want to beef with Maggie. I don't got beef with Maggie. In fact, I was trying to sweep all of this up under the carpet and just, rebuild my platform with love and so on.
Sweep
and so
it under the
forth,
carpet, then
knowledge,
sweep it.
So I think I'm going to go back to doing that.
But
I
don't
have a lot
lie.
of traction over on TikTok. I think I'm going to focus on that. And I don't have no hard feelings or beef with Maggie. Maggie is free to have whatever subscribers she want over here. If you would like to unblock Melissa, so that way she can, get back on your support team, that would be fine. I don't have any problems with anyone in this sector.
I just, no, Ralph.
Why can't I say my piece and be gone? Like that.
To be a bigger person.
I'm being a bigger person right now by saying.
Isn't he like a
my
child?
piece. You get what I'm saying?
This is going. I really, truly don't. I don't like the way this is going. I think that you two are better than this.
He's like a toddler throwing his toys out of a pram, looking for somebody to ask him to stay. Please stay, Ralph. Don't go back to TikTok. A kid.
And I wish that you guys would talk about it off the panel, not on the panel. Because this is what people want to see. And we better than this. We done been through hell, all of us. People enjoy you two together. I come by to watch you two together. Both of y'all make points and references, and y'all make y'all comedy together, and y'all have me laughing. You two together. Come on, y'all. Please don't do this. Please.
That's exactly what it's like, junkers, isn't it? Like reprimanding two toddlers. Both of them lying to you about what happened. Both getting sent to the naughty corner for 10 minutes. You just wrote that in the chat.
Hold this conversation to the back end.
Thank
I
you.
will no longer speak about it on my platform or this platform.
Thank
I
you,
am
Rob.
really trying to take what you're saying into consideration.
Thank you.
If this conversation carries on, it will carry on the back end. I appreciate you and thank you.
You welcome. And I'm gone, y'all. Y'all take care, okay? Y'all take care. And I'm gonna leave. See you, Magic.
And he said, enough.
Bye, Kimmy. So,
I wouldn't have a clue, Kiki.
Let's be clear. This is not Melissa's fault, okay? This is not Melissa's fault, okay? Everything that happened was brewing for a couple of days. Let's be clear about all of this. This is not something that just appeared out of thin air with fake kumbaya. We're supposed to be cool with all of it. That is not how I see it. Okay, that is all fucking fake ass kumbaya, and I don't do fake ass kumbaya.
You brought him back, Maggie.
So yes, Ralph has stood up for me a lot. Sure. I resent, and I will say that so really clearly. I resent the fact that someone can bring up the past, but I cannot, and then try to gaslight me into thinking that person is not bringing up the past.
It's no fun when it's you, Maggie, is it? But there's no problem when he's doing it to everybody else. It's just a problem now because he's doing it to you. He can bring up the past, and he can lie, and he can paint a narrative. But nobody can respond without him playing victim and lying on them.
I'm not cool with that. I'm never going to be cool with that. Nobody can make me stop thinking or doing whatever the fuck I want to think and think. It's not happening. Okay? This is actually, I'm just like... telling me that, the information were being brought to me from his Discord as if I gave a shit about his Discord. I'm like, no.
Yes.
No.
Yes, you are. Now, I am going to say this. Yes, you are. And I've already shown the receipts on this where she said, send me everything that you have. But at the same time, it was not in the context of what Ralph spun it at all.
So yeah, let's listen to what happened then. Yo, he does help. There was a lot of value to him being on the platform. Let's be clear about that. I'm not.
She just likes the company.
There was no value.
They both serve a purpose for each other.
I'm just saying, this is not no. My feelings are my feeling. I have the right to feel whatever the fuck I'm feeling.
Not fun when somebody's lying about you, Maggie, is it? But you get to do it to everybody else all the time.
So yeah, let's be clear. We're going to listen to what happened and then we're going to talk about it because I cannot with the lie. I cannot with the gaslight. I cannot with making it seem like I am in the wrong when I know that I am not in the wrong. I'm just like, no, let's listen to it all together. I'm not doing this.
And you'll be glad to know that I'm not going to put you through it all again. So, in short, Ralph is still a liar, still abuses women, still disrespects them. Freeman Farm did not get some sort of lasso and drag you in as a hostage. You went there willingly. You might have worked on the land, but there was no rent paid. The man was sick of paying for 2 other families and was entitled to ask people to leave his own house and his own land. and sell it if he wanted to. And his convictions or his background do not matter because that was his own. It was his. So all the weird shit that you come out with afterwards stating about Freeman, you should have looked into that before you put your fucking arse in there. Or brought your kids there. There is no way you wouldn't have known that he was a little bit eccentric, or I don't know what's going on with the man, but there was no way you couldn't have known that. Cher's family member was married into his brother, Freeman's brother, I think he said. He spent several lives crashing out on Cher, saying that she set you up. She brought you down there. You didn't want to be there. She brought you down there. That's what you kept saying. You were talking about Levi. You were talking about him wanting to get you arrested. That he was pushing you and pushing you. You're talking about your kids being at risk. But he was left behind. He was left behind. So, but this dangerous man who's connected to Rock Nation and with all the stuff that you showed in the freezer, and with all the things about him walking around naked and huffing on gas and whatever else, and the pain pills allegedly that you stated, you left a vulnerable adult there alone. There are the facts. You left him. The rest of you got out of there. You did a video, and you were actually asked by the women who were supporting you up until that point, is everybody out? You said yes. You showed an empty shell to make sure that he couldn't come back and say that you damaged the property. You put that out there. You seem to forget all the things that you did, Ralph. And you like to make things up as you go along. You can't change facts. There are people out here that watched it and saw it unfold in real time. There are people that do remember watching your live, crying out for Danny and the Avengers to come save you, pleading with them because Rock Nation was invading your life. You put out that he was a distribution artist. You put that information out. You pulled it up on Facebook. You went through all of those people's Facebook. You even tried to zoom in on one of their cars. Conspiracy after conspiracy after conspiracy. All for a lack of accountability. Because he's incapable. Exactly. This shouldn't have even been brought onto YouTube. The battling with Cher back and forward. Exactly, Potter. Never his fault. Everybody's always conspiring against him. Yeah. Perpetual victim. There was a video put out, like I said earlier, where the police were there and they stated it was a tenant-landlord issue. It was a civil issue. No women in your Discord went over to make music for Danny. The way you write things is crazy. You're a liar and a gaslighter. Those women made a song about you after they withdrew their support. And they asked Danny to play the song. And that's where it ends. Despite what you think in your own head, you know that cone-shaped head where all them conspiracies come up? You didn't run Jag off. There were plenty other people that were covering her also. How did this app ever function without you? Ever. You know? Because you take responsibility for everything. Everybody's stealing your ideas, right? Everybody is doing things after you. Nobody was doing anything before you got here. Self-absorbed, self-obsessed, God complex, and narcissistic. Zero empathy. So nobody writing history. Melissa was not lying. You can keep focusing on him being 13. He wasn't 13, but everything else was true. You did put up that video on TikTok. And you removed it. Ralph expects 7 months away. Erases what he's done, then gets mad when someone talks about any of it. He actually, yeah, 100% he does. Nobody wants to keep bringing this back up. And the simplest way is for you to stop fucking lying on people where they have to respond. Nobody is stuck in the past but you. Nobody went looking for you but Maggie. Nobody is still continuing to look for you but Maggie. You don't mind inserting yourself with anybody else. You didn't mind inserting yourself with Ben and telling Ben how he should be treating Sammy, while you're out here doing the exact same thing to any woman possible. So on that note, I'm going to wrap up. He absolutely did put that video up. Yeah, and he took it down. Oh, wind. So with that, guys, thanks for coming in. I appreciate you giving me your time. I appreciate you all for being here. Have a great day. Bye all.